floating energy that is most conducive to setting up patterns in your physical life that will really take you in the quickest possible way in the directions you really need to explore. And so you will be born, physicalized, at that time to freeze those patterns into position, so they will be the most likely patterns that will affect your physiological reality and not the free-floating ones. You understand?
I understand. Would there be any significance to the fact that I was born on Easter Sunday, on a specific day?
Well, of course, there's significance to everything. What is the significance to you?
Well, part of it, I understand Easter Sunday is a new beginning.
All right.
Others, I was pretty aberrated on the subject of Christianity. I don't know why it would be, the reverse Christmas.
Oh, many times you will explore the idea of polarities to get you exactly where you need to go. But what you call the red ray, in a sense, is the beginning of what you would call the spectrum of vibrational realities that you know as physical reality. And now you are, to some degree, beginning a new spectrum again. But this time it is not simply one isolated ray at a time, one isolated epoch or era at a time. Now it is the red ray with the blending of all the others. Now it is the orange with the blending of all the others. Now it is the yellow with the blending of all the others, and so on up the scale, as you say. Now each and every one of you may have a slightly, shall we say, biased energy to a particular frequency, a particular ray, but you will now, because this is the transformational life, be exploring all the other ideas and how they apply to the ray you are strongest in, most deeply embedded in, because then your learning and your teaching will assist all others to understand how each ray, in a sense, is an extension of all the others, and each ray is a manifestation of the one primal white light of all that is. So you have much leeway now in how you explore how your red ray vibration fits or applies into your physiological reality now, much differently than that would have been experienced, shall we say, 10 of your 1,000 years ago, where it was a far more isolated idea, where the idea of red ray would be almost all that would be experienced upon your planet in certain areas. Now there is a blending and a sharing of all the things you have learned by being in that ray, and how you can apply a knowledge and an exploration and understanding of all the other frequencies to that. So there is a blending from every level, so that the red blends with all, the orange blends with all, and so on up the scale, and becomes more self-reflective, so that it all accelerates together, and when you have all colors accelerating together, they homogenize back into the white light of all that is. Perhaps, if you wish, as an assistive tool, if none of you have done this, some of you may have done this, this exists upon your world. If you take what you call a color wheel, and you delineate the 7 of your colors in your spectrum along the edge of that wheel in pie-shaped sections, and then you spin the wheel very fast, they will look like a white wheel when all colors are blended at a particular frequency. This can aid you, perhaps as a meditational tool, to understand how a preponderance of any one ray can blend and assist all the others. Understand?
Yes.
Does this assist you?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Thank you very much for recognizing your own beginnings, your own cycles, and the willingness to put them into action in a particular way to be of assistance to all other rays and cycles on your planet at this time. Whatever significance you discover, understand you are creating that with your consciousness, and whatever significance you do discover is representative of who you are. So apply it that way. There is no right and wrong way to understand the significance of such personally important things. Whatever is most personally important to you in that way, whatever the meaning really is, whatever meaning you give it, will determine the type of reality that stems from it, that grows from it, that you experience from the giving of that meaning. You understand?
Yes. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And do understand also that symbolically, in that sense, of course, generally for all of you, it represents that Easter time, the whole idea of a resurrection from old ideas to new ideas, and then very shortly thereafter of an ascension, a transcendence into another level of reality altogether, an acceleration of your vibratory energy. And that is, in a sense, truly a new beginning. We thank you.
Thank you.
Sharing.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day and Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year to you. Right now I'm at a crossroads.
Very exciting.
Yes, it is. As far as my career goes, but also I think the direction of my whole life right now.
Oh, whole life. All right.
Yes, and I know where I want to go, but I'm not really sure how to get there.
Now, have you heard about the idea before of doing what excites you?
Yes.
Have you applied that idea at every given moment in your life?
Probably not every, no, but I'm trying to more and more.
All right. I'll let you say trying for now. Remember that you do not necessarily need a particular idea that functions as a career that you will do for the rest of your life to be able to do at any given moment what excites you the most at that moment with integrity. Again, it may be simply an issue of learning to place your trust in a positive frame of reference as opposed to placing trust in a negative frame of reference. Do remember, and we do not mean that this indicates it must take a long time, but do remember that your society has, shall we say, impregnated all of you with so many beliefs, so many different definitions, that it may simply take a little while before you play all of them out. Bring them all back up to the surface to determine and decide for yourself which of those definitions really represents the life you really prefer, and therefore which of those definitions you want to keep and which of those definitions you want to change. It may simply take a little while to do that because you have so many definitions. Have things in your estimation, using your language, been generally improving?
Oh, yes.
All right. Does that allow you to feel happy?
Very much so.
Does feeling happy allow things in your life to generally improve faster?
Yes.
All right. So the happier you are, the faster they will improve, according to your preference, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So be as happy as you can. That is one of the things each and every one of you can do. And it isn't a matter of the idea saying, oh, well, yes, all well and good to have a nice attitude, but that doesn't really affect the nature of things in my life. Oh, yes, it does. Attitude is everything. It is the main lever, the main dial, the main pointer that takes you down the hallway of events. Because there are many probable hallways of styles of events, of how things in your life might manifest. When your pointer is always happy, then you always go down the hallways that represent the happiest and most synchronous events. So the idea of what can you do is first to be in that place in the present, to be in that energy state in the present where you are happy with who and what you are to begin with. Full self-validation. Full self-validation. Full self-validation. No doubt, no regret, no guilt in the negative sense. Full integrity, full trust in a positive notion, the positive direction you know you are, the positive idea you know you are, and also remembering that you don't need me to remind you of these things. That the interaction we are having now, you are perceiving not because of me, but because of you. Because you are creating this interaction in your reality. So anytime you feel you need a pep talk, understand you have the capability of allowing any portion of yourself to give it to you. You do not have to rely on a seemingly exteriorized reflection. Because all you're hearing right now are your own words anyway. Not really directly mine. My vibrational intention is aligned, in that sense, with what you really desire to hear. But remember, your capability of hearing what I am saying comes from the fact that you are actually telling yourself these things, because that's what is the reality you prefer. So if you understand that you are capable of hearing these ideas because that's the reality you prefer, then you are capable of manifesting that reality because it's self-contained to begin with. Understand?
Yes.
Does this help you?
Yes, it does.
Well, thank you very much.
And thank you.
Sharing!